I'm Caroline.
I'm Shreya. We are both rising juniors at West High School.
Shreya and I were both in the same chemistry class, and our teacher is really into student contests and getting students involved with these sort of things. And so she ended up proposing, presenting this student contest to the whole class, and then Shreya and I sort of picked it up from there. The contest was about raising awareness about toxic algal blooms in our local area.
This was really nice to be more in depth and learn about how it affected our local community.
How the student contest was set up was that it was supposed to be a public service announcement. So it was tough because we had so much information we had gathered, and then to condense it into a really short video to people who might not have heard about algal blooms before was definitely a tough part of it.
I would say it's just raising awareness about environmental issues that people don't really consider very often. Everyone knows climate change, but then there's also these other really negative, harmful effects that come from climate change that people don't realize that is prevalent in your local community.
I agree with Shreya in that, if someone were to ask us about what exactly this was, I think spreading awareness is definitely, what we tried to do with it, and I guess it was a plus along the way that we had fun.
I remember when we got the email that we won, we were waiting for a long time. I think it came in a little later than we expected, and I was in biology, and Miss Walling, our chemistry teacher, she came running in, and her arms were she's like, oh my gosh, she won. It was just really exciting and nice to be recognized for all the work we put into the video.
So, what are algae blooms? A harmful algae bloom, also known as an HAB, is an overgrowth of algae in a body of water that produces illness-inducing toxins. According to the Iowa Department of Public Health, the most common type of HAB in Iowa is blue-green algae, or cyanobacteria, which usually form in warm, slow-moving, and nutrient-rich water. Since the year 2000, blue-green algal blooms have sickened 29 children and adults in the state. In June 2019, the DNR issued its first warning for blue-green algae to Lake McBride. How do algal blooms affect dogs and people? During the summer, many people swim and take their dogs to lakes and ponds. This puts them at a higher risk of being exposed to toxic blue-green algae. Children and dogs may become sick if they swallow contaminated water or have direct skin contact with the HABs. How do you spot an algal bloom? According to the IDPH, blue-green algae may be present in water that is visibly discolored or that has surface scum. They may appear green, blue-green, yellow, brown, or red. Water affected by blue-green algae blooms may develop an oily paint-like appearance or appear foamy with floating clumps. Oftentimes, the contaminated water smells bad. How can I be safe around an algal bloom? If you suspect an algae bloom, do not let your dog or child swim or drink the water, because you cannot tell if an algae bloom is harmful just by looking at or smelling it. It must be tested first to guarantee safety. State and local governments often test water for bacteria and toxins to protect water quality as part of their standards program. To report a potentially harmful algae bloom, call the Iowa Department of Public Health. And if you see a bloom, give it room.
So, Marty Lenz, I'm the airport director for the Eastern Iowa Airport here in Cedar Rapids, Iowa City, and also founder of Wings to Water. Wings to Water is really about the airport, originally connecting a little deeper with our mission and core values. One of our core values is environmental stewardship. It's very hard to go a day or a week without reading something about water quality in the state of Iowa. As an avid outdoorsman, grew up fishing the state, it really became apparent to me from a sportsman's perspective that the waterways are impaired, and the airport is unique in that it sits on top of the watershed for both the Cedar River and Iowa River watersheds. And we're one of the largest, if not the largest, farmer in Lynn County. A way to do two things is really raise awareness of the water quality issues across the state, and certainly on a broader scale, the Mississippi watershed and the dead zone in the Gulf of Mexico. We've got a captive marketplace in the terminal with our passenger terminal, where we have anywhere from upwards of 3 million people a year, whether that's ticketed passengers or meters and greeters. And so as a natural way for us to engage with the community in the terminal in a very different way, and one, raise awareness, and two, raise funds so that we could, through Wings to Water, really do some water quality projects and help and partner with various organizations around the community. And we originally started with Lynn County and Johnson County conservation boards to do more of the good things they're doing around water quality. You know, quite honestly, if it wasn't for the support of the Airport Commission kind of stepping out of the box a little bit from a traditional role of running and managing an airport and looking at our broader kind of corporate social responsibility and community responsibilities and that sort of thing. For the community, we've heard a lot about, wow, the airport, I never, how does that all fit together? And so when you explain it, we have the opportunity to kind of talk about it. It suddenly becomes kind of an aha moment for a lot of people that, oh, that makes a ton of sense. And we presented, I think, the issue of water quality in a way that's really informational, non-threatening, non-accusatory, just about, here are the facts, here are the issues, and let's do something about it. And then, Lynn County passed a bond referendum. 70+% of the voters voted in favor of bond referendum to fund water quality projects. And so the momentum was there. When we look at the Wings to Water broader vision of impacting the dead zone in the Gulf of Mexico, we really see the opportunity within the airport space to engage the message of water quality in all of those airports within the watershed. We're very proud to receive the award, and it's inspirational for us to have the work recognized and keep us all motivated here as well to keep going. So really appreciate the recognition and the Airport Commission stepping up and kind of getting out of the traditional roles of airports and trying completely new and around water quality initiatives, and certainly our volunteer board on Wings to Water that really helped raise some corporate support early on when we did our public rollout. So a lot of people put a lot of help and energy into this. So we all thank you for the recognition and really appreciate that.